Are you at the point in your business where you're ready to monetize and you want to work with brands? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to work with brands as a small content creator. Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Nakisha. Welcome to the winning team. And around here, I give you tips and tools to help you build a profitable blog. And today, we're going to be talking about how to make money with brand deals. If you're a blogger, content creator, or influencer, I'm sure you're very familiar with brand deals. But if not, a brand deal is simply the process of creating content for a brand in exchange for payment. Now, brand deals are so sought after because it's an amazing way to add a stream of income to your blog or business. And because it's such a lucrative way to make money, obviously everybody wants to hop on this money train, right? But oftentimes small bloggers aren't really sure how to go about that process of getting those brand deals, or they feel like they're too small to get brand deals, or they don't know what to do when they get a brand deal, or how to respond when someone reaches out. So today, let's kind of talk about some of those things and get you to the point to where you can be getting this brand money and getting it often. Now, before you start brand deals, I think it's really important to understand the purpose of a brand deal. I know sometimes people feel like, okay, brands are just out here passing out checks, but that is not the case at all, and that's not how any of this works. Before you start taking brand deals, I think it's really important to understand that brands want to partner with you and your company in order to put their products and services in front of your audience, right? And why would they want to do this? A lot of times they want to do it for brand recognition, to get the word out about a new service or product that they have, or simply just for that exposure or brand awareness, right? They simply just want your audience to be aware that they exist. Now, there are times where, listen, people should already be aware of us. We're this poppin' brand. And now the purpose is to drive sales, right? They want to get your audience to click on a link and go over to their website and purchase something, right? Now, why is that super important to understand? Because that gives you insights on who you should be working with, why you should be working with them, understanding what it is that you can do for the brand and what your brand can do for the audience. All that stuff is important before you sign on the dotted line and work with a company. Now, about half of the income I make on a monthly basis is from brands. So I do this quite often and I work with a lot of brands. Here are some things I kind of try to ask myself before I agree to work with a brand. Is this a company that I know, love, and trust, right? Do they have a product or service that I use on a regular basis? Can I recommend this to my audience authentically and talk about it on a level that really truly makes me excited? How will this bring value to my audience? How will the integration of this product or service fit into the content that I'm already making? So listen, I ask myself all these things, which is why I am very selective with the brands that I work with, and you should be too. I believe that you should be very passionate about the brand that you're talking about, or at least be interested in the product in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, there are going to be tons of companies reaching out to you, wanting you to do promotions and all this stuff. But for me, it's just super important that I have used the product and that I like the product in order to tell you all about it. This is why I turn down so many brand deals. Like, I really turn down a lot because I only want to position myself with the brands that I know, that I trust, that I love, and that I can share honestly. Doing this makes for a much better campaign for myself and the brand. So definitely keep those things in mind when you're agreeing to work with brands in exchange for money. Now, a lot of times I'm asked, well, how do I know I'm ready to work with brands? Or I want to work with brands, but I'm not really sure. You know, newer bloggers are always unsure about how to navigate this income stream. Now, my opinion on how to know you're ready to work with brands, I believe that you should have an engaged audience on at least one platform. So for instance, say your platform of choice is going to be Instagram. Instagram is popping right now. Brands want to work with people on Instagram. So if you have 1,000, I think 1,000 followers on Instagram is a good starting place, because at that point you have people that are talking to you, you're talking back to them, and you actually are building a community and have something that you can offer that brand in exchange, right? Because this needs to be a two-way deal. It needs to be beneficial for both parties. So I think it's super important to actually have an audience, or actually have a community that's engaged with you, that talks to you, that listens to your advice, listens to your recommendations. So I would say 1,000 followers on a given platform. Next, I think it's super important for you to be consistently creating good content. Consistently be creating good content. So you need to be out here doing this, okay? It needs to be something you do, and that partnerships should just be an integration into what you're already doing. So you should already be bringing value to your audience, already talking to them, already engaged with them, and just already doing your own thing, and that brand should just be in addition to what you're doing. And a good way to know if you are creating good content is that your people talk back to you. People give you feedback, and you have a community. And when you post something, people are engaging with it. That's a good way to kind of know if you are making an impact on people, and know if they're going to respond if you do decide to do an integration or a brand deal. Next, I think you need to know your value. You need to know what the value is that you can bring to the brand. A lot of times I hear people say, well, I'm not really sure. You gotta be sure, okay? You gotta know that you poppin', know what your community is, know what your audience is, and know what you can do for that brand. That's going to be very, very beneficial in the negotiation process when you're negotiating that money, right? So yeah, maybe you can get a brand deal when you're not sure or unclear what you got going on, but you're not going to get top dollar. And if you're out here actually creating consistent good content, you deserve to be paid for your time and your effort. And then the only way to do that is to know your value, right? And know how to clearly communicate that value to a brand, right? There are thousands of bloggers. Everyone want to work with brands, right? And most people want to work with the popular brands, their favorite makeup, their favorite shoes, their favorite clothing company, or whatever. But trust and believe that you're not the only one that wants to do that. It's the person who clearly can communicate their value, has something to offer the brand, and can execute that content well, that's going to win in the end. So you got to make sure you have all those three things on point too. Now, what companies should you be partnering with? You should be partnering with companies that you already know, that you trust, that you love, and you use on a regular basis. Why? Because you'll be able to talk about these products like the back of your hand, tell people why you love them, why they work so well. You'll be able to tell them all the things, right? Like it's nothing, and really just be able to spew them off quite naturally, right? And people want to hear you talk about stuff from an authentic place. So being able to partner with brands that you are already using, that are in your household, that you use every day, is a good starting point. But don't sleep on local businesses in your area too that you might frequent, that you might think no one knows about. If you're a blogger like in a major city, say Atlanta, Houston, New York, something like that, and you go to a little restaurant that you just think is really, really good, why not approach that restaurant about partnering together with them to share their business, and then you also get a kickback as well. Don't sleep on local businesses. Now, how do you go about getting these brand deals? Now, brand deals can come in many ways, but let's talk today particularly about three. One, you can get them through influencer networks. Two, you can get them because they reach out to you and they want to work with you. And three, you can get them by reaching out to the company yourself. Let's start with influencer networks. Now, an influencer network is an online platform that matches content creators with brands. You sign up for these networks and you put in all your information and everything like that, and they have campaigns that come about. So if you saw a campaign for paint or whatever, and you knew that you were trying to redo your bedroom or whatever, you would apply for that campaign, and then they will look over your application when you apply and decide if they want to work with you or not. I think that influencer networks is an amazing way for new content creators and bloggers to get started working with brands, because it's easier than having to reach out yourself and all that good stuff. Now, some of my favorite influencer networks when I was just getting started was Social Native, Social Fabric, Massive Sway, and there are a lot of other ones as well that you can sign up for. I'll actually put a link down in the description for you to go and check that out. I have a list over on my blog that you can take a look at. But yeah, influencer networks is an amazing way to get started with brand deals, especially when you're new. Now, the next way to work with brands is they actually reach out to you. Now, this usually happens when you're a little bit more experienced and you've been out here doing this for a while, but it absolutely can happen as a new content creator. Like I said, if you're out here and your stuff is on point and you are doing what you need to do, absolutely brands will reach out to you. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of startups and new companies that reach out to you as well. But let me say this about brands reaching out to you. You have to know what your minimum is, right? You got to know what your boundaries are. You got to know what you will and you won't do. As a new content creator, I know sometimes it can be so super flattering when someone reaches out. It's like, oh my God, they see me out here, I'm doing my thing, and they want to work with me. However, some of these brands will try it, okay? They will try it and try to offer you pennies for your time. And I want you to kind of have some standards about yourself and a minimum that you're willing to do. I'm not the one to get out here and tell you what not to work for, okay? Maybe $50 is worth it for you. Maybe $100 is worth it for you. Just know that they are going to try you with the bottom of the barrel, because this is business, okay? And this is marketing. And if my budget for this marketing campaign is $5,000 and I can get 50 new bloggers to do it for $50, and I can save the rest of it and pay these more experienced influencers $2,000, then I'm going to do that, right? So I want you to not feel so flattered by the fact that they reached out, and make sure you do business, okay? Make sure you consider the time and effort that you put into your content and what it's going to take for you to really execute a good campaign, because the goal is to work with people more than once, and not to get these one-offs, but to get a company that you can partner with on a longer term basis to create content for them. Now, a great way to get brands to reach out to you is to let them know that you love their product. So if you're on Instagram stories and you're just using it authentically and naturally every single day, start sharing the things that you use in your everyday life, okay? Make sure you're tagging that brand, like, okay, we ate cereal this morning. What it do, Kellogg's? No, but you're eating Kellogg's cereal, tag the brand, okay? If that's one of your favorite brands. Make sure that you're following what they're doing on social media, engaging with their content. Once you start to do that on a regular basis, they will notice you, especially for the brands that have a person that's their job is social media. They'll start seeing that you're tagging them, that you're following them, that you're commenting on their stuff, and then you never know, they may just reach out to you, because that's a way to get their attention. Now, moving into how to reach out to brands. This is another amazing way for you to reach out to them, though, if they are not reaching out to you. You want to always make sure that if there are brands that you're trying to work with, let them know that you're a fan of their company and their product by engaging with them on social, tagging them in your stories, tagging them in your posts, and just letting them know that you're there. I'm not saying to do this with each and every company, but if there's like a dream brand that you want to work with, make sure that you're regularly keeping up with them, because when it comes time for you to reach out to them, so say you've been doing all this and they just haven't bitten yet, they didn't bite yet, you want to go ahead and reach out to them. You could actually just reach out to them on Instagram, because at this point, if you've been engaging and doing the things that you're supposed to do, they're gonna know who you are at this point, right? So you could reach out via DM and just simply say, hey, my name is Nakisha. I'm a content creator. I absolutely love your X, Y, and Z product, and I was wondering if you all would be interested in a brand collaboration. Who can I reach out to discuss it more? You know what I'm saying? And then they will either respond back with a contact and let you know who to speak to, or say yes, or whatever their process is, but you have shot your shot, okay? At that point, they may not even respond at all, but if they don't, then you're gonna go find them, right? You're gonna go figure out, who do I reach out to? How do I get in contact with this company? A great way to do that and find out who to reach out to with a company is go to their website, right? Scroll all the way down to the bottom of their website, and most companies usually have a contact us form, right? Or a contact us page. Some of them have a team member page, like this is who does this, and look for someone in marketing or PR or influencer management or something like that, and shoot your shot, okay? Send an email, pretty much do the same thing, introduce yourself, tell them why you want to work with them, what you got in mind, all that good stuff, right? But make sure that you're ready, okay? You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Don't go sending out emails when you know you're not in the place to be professional and do business, okay? Do business at all costs. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this video, like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.